Well, you remember KPIX host Jan Yanehiro, and we are so happy to have her in the studio this morning. She has written an amazing book, a must-read for women who work, even women who don't work. It is called This Is Not the Life I Ordered, 60 Ways to Keep Your Head Above Water When Life Keeps Dragging You Down. Welcome to Bay Area
Michelle,
Focus.
my pleasure to be here with you.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy you're here. Listen, I started reading this book. I could not put this book down.
Thank you.
Love it, absolutely love it. And actually has sparked conversations within my own family. I have 3 daughters, so this is such an important book for women.
Thank you for saying that because, you know, we did write this book with women in mind, but also with men. In fact, Joe Vasquez, one of your colleagues, told me he read the book with his wife, and I was so touched.
What I love about it is you talk about how important it is to have a network of other females, and they don't have to have the same experiences as you, not the same, jobs as you, or same life. Which makes it even better if it's more diverse in that way. But having that network to be able to bounce ideas off of.
Especially when you're down. And
when you're
life
down.
keeps up and down. And when you're down, it's your girlfriends that come to rescue you. And that's why we wrote the book. I mean, there are four women.
Yes.
Congresswoman Jackie Spears is one of the authors. Michaeline Reesley, Deborah Stevens. I got to give my co-authors.
Shout-outs? Yes.
Shout-outs. But we found all of ourselves at one point in time down. I'd lost my husband to brain cancer. Our children were 12, 10, and 6 years old. I mean, life took a spiral. Jackie Spears' husband was killed in a car crash. Her life, and she was pregnant.
She was 3 months pregnant.
3 months pregnant with her daughter Stephanie, and her life was in a spiral. And so when you find yourself on this path of life and whacked off the path, you've got to find ways to get back on. And that's what this book is all about, because we all find ourselves down, and gal pals lift you right back up.
That's so right. And you don't have to necessarily, this is what I read in the book, is you don't necessarily have to have these immense tragedies in your life to get you down. We all go through it. I mean, motherhood alone could, you get those down moments. And the thing is that females, we don't really like to admit that.
You know, we think we can do it all.
Yes.
And we try to do it all, but sometimes it's tough, and sometimes you just got to say, I need some help. I need some help taking care of my children. I need some help with my schedule. Maybe you're saying, I'm thinking about making a transition from one job to another. I need to bounce off ideas, and you just gather your best gal pals, treat them to coffee, and sit down at a kitchen table or somewhere and just talk about it. And we don't do that enough. We don't take the time.
Sure. Well, let's talk about your life. You touched on it a little bit. You lost your husband. He was only 46 years old when he died.
Yes.
You have children.
I have 3 children.
You remarried.
I did. So, in fact, I was working here at Channel 5 when my husband had brain cancer. And who knew at 46 he would have brain cancer? And I thought, of course, I'm going to be the one, he was going to be the miracle. I'm going to do a story about it and his recovery. It didn't happen, and he did die at 46. And I was left with 3 kids, 12, 10, and 6. And one of the things I want to just digress, financial. I hope you discuss the financial issues with your children, because I think that's important. I didn't know our financial issues. My husband took care of everything. And so I was left with no insurance, and I didn't know it.
Wow.
So again, financial issues, women, we must know. So 3 years later after he died, I remarried, thinking happily ever after.
Right.
Well, it didn't work out that way. So after 10 years of marriage, we got divorced, and it was painful and hurtful for me. There was betrayal, and I thought I would never recover again. And somebody once asked me, you love this, Michelle, full disclosure, somebody said, Jan, which is tougher, death of a husband or divorce of a husband? And I said, which is easier? Death of a husband. I know that sounds cruel and hard, but it's final.
It is.
And sometimes divorce can take years. Mine took 2 years, cost a lot of money. But we can again rise again. The best news about my divorce, I got 2 extra children. I inherited 2 stepchildren. I did not divorce the stepchildren.
Who you're still close to this day.
Still close. In fact, my stepson was just over to my house last weekend. So
oh, that's great.
Again, you've got to find that silver lining.
What was your aha moment where you said, I'm not going to wallow in this? Because it's hard to get out of that.
It is hard. You know, full disclosure, it wasn't overnight. I mean, it was days I felt like I'm really wallowing in self-doubt, self-depression. I mean, depression. Can I ever get out of this? My friend Jackie Spear, one of the co-authors, she said, Jan, you're acting like an abused wife, not physical abuse, but abuse. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm not. And you know, she was right. I'm going through a divorce, self-doubt. I was scraping the bottom of the barrel. Who am I? What mistakes did I make? And I'm thinking, you know, Michelle, we are broadcasters. We're pretty tough.
Right.
And I was really low. And again, girlfriends and friends pick you back up. Somebody saw me after I got, it was 2 years of my divorce. After that, she goes, oh my gosh, Jan, you look really good. And I'm thinking, I must have looked really bad.
Well, you know, stress kind of shows, but the fact that you got through it, just as all of the women who contributed to this book did, the strength with all of you, and even stronger with you guys together, which I love. So it's a story about, it's a book about hope, education,
yes,
journaling.
Yes.
So I absolutely,
and being honest. I think
yes.
women have to share the honesty about the financial issues, about the feeling of being betrayed, and about how much my divorce cost. It was in the book.
Sure, and the mistakes we make. We have to be honest about that as well. Jan,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. I could talk to you for hours about this.
Michelle,
but
thank you.
Please, please come back.
I will.
All right, good, good, good. And remember, the book is This Is Not the Life I Ordered, 60 Ways to Keep Your Head Above Water When Life Keeps Dragging You Down. It is available on Amazon and at independent booksellers nationwide, so be sure to get it. Coming up, a bike, MS, waves to wine when Bay Area Focus returns in just a moment.